Reputation is what people think you are. Integrity is what you actually are. Never sacrifice one for the other. This quote perfectly captures the story of a woman I met recently, a story about breaking free from the weight of family expectations. I met Zoe at a support group for people who have escaped difficult situations. Her story was powerful. She told me her family tried to make her stay in an abusive marriage, all to protect the name. It's a situation many people face, where the family's image in the community is considered more important than an individual's happiness and safety. Zoe's parents and extended family were terrified of the gossip. They told her that getting a divorce would bring shame upon the entire family. They worried about how it would look, what the neighbors would say, and how it might affect her younger sister's marriage prospects. They painted a picture where her personal freedom was a selfish act that would ruin everyone else's life. It was immense, suffocating pressure. Imagine being told your suffering is less important than a reputation. It's a heavy burden, and it almost broke her. For months, Zoe felt trapped. She loved her family, especially her sisters, and the thought of causing them harm was agonizing. But the abuse was escalating, and she knew she couldn't survive in that marriage. One night, after a particularly bad incident, she looked in the mirror and didn't recognize the person staring back. She was a shadow of her former self, filled with fear and despair. That was her breaking point. She realized that the shame her family feared was nothing compared to the slow death of her spirit. She had to choose herself, so she left. She packed a small bag in the middle of the night and went to a friend's house. The backlash from her family was immediate and harsh. They called her selfish, a disgrace. They cut her off. But something incredible happened. Her sisters, who had been watching her struggle, saw her bravery. They saw that it was possible to escape, to stand up for yourself even when the whole world, or at least your whole family, is against you. Her act of defiance wasn't a source of shame. It was a beacon of hope. One by one, her sisters started reaching out to her, first in secret, then more openly. They told her she was their hero. They started questioning the rigid, outdated rules they had been forced to live by. Zoe's journey was far from over. She had to rebuild her life from scratch. She found a small apartment, got a job, and started therapy. It was during this time that she began writing. She poured her pain, her anger, and her eventual triumph onto the page. She wrote about her experiences, not to expose her family, but to heal herself and to connect with others who might be going through the same thing. Her writing was raw, honest, and powerful. She started a blog and people responded. Her story resonated with thousands. Eventually, she turned her blog posts into a book. It became a bestseller. Suddenly, the family that had called her a shame saw her being celebrated on television and in magazines. The dynamic shifted completely. They started calling her, wanting to reconnect. The family name they were so desperate to protect was now famous, but because of her strength, not her silence. Zoe became a successful author and a powerful advocate for victims of domestic abuse. She didn't just save herself. She changed her entire family's perspective on what truly matters. She showed them that integrity is worth far more than reputation. Her story teaches us that sometimes the most loving thing you can do for your family is to show them a better way to live, even if it means walking a difficult path alone at first. If you or someone you know is in a similar situation, please know that there's help available. You are not alone. Reaching out to a local domestic violence hotline or a support organization can be a life-changing first step. Your safety and well-being are what truly matter. Thank you for listening. If this story resonated with you, please share, and subscribe for more content like this.